You want to share?
Oh, sure. Oh, I mean, I guess yes. Because
No.
no, I'm gonna yes man you. Because I'd follow a rich person around and yes man him too, I guess. Everyone around Shaggy is letting him be a Joe Rogan / Mr. Beast clone. Nothing Shaggy here.
Joe Rogan, Mr. Beast clone. I don't even know how to answer that.
Shit. I ain't no yes man, but I agree.
Oh, I missed that part. What was the yes man shit? Everybody around me is a bunch of yes men?
Yeah.
Fuck, that'd be nice. Anyhow, yeah, that couldn't be wronger, and you couldn't be more stupid. And that came from all my yes men. This is fucked up. I'm just going to say it. It's fucked up. I'm talking about the fucking assholes that just, like, bombard you, like, where they ain't supposed to be and shit, and try to get you to sign stuff, and then they're the motherfuckers that sell the shit on eBay. So I was reading this thing about Tony Hawk, right? And so he's like, yo, somebody is out here selling my personal information. It's fucking crazy to these resellers. That's what they're called. To these fucking resellers. They get their shit and they resell it. You know what I'm saying? Because now he can't go to the airport now without fucking these reseller motherfuckers buy plane tickets, just on the cheapest tickets they can find, just to get in past security and fucking hound. So they know what time, what flight he's gonna be on, so they can get a ticket and hound him at his fucking gate for autographs and shit. You know?
That's real fucked up.
That's real fucked up. If somebody like bought a ticket and came up to me at the airport and do that shit, just like not a juggalo. You know what I'm saying? First I'd be like, you need to quit hound dogging if it was a juggalo. But you know, to buy a ticket and shit. And fucking just getting into my private shit like that. But if it was one of those motherfuckers, you might see me on TMZ slapping a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just wrong, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. What would Joe Rogan think? Or what would Mr. Beast think?
What would they think?
Trying to make the show a combination of those two.
Huh.
So I'm trying to think what route they would take with this. They probably just throw a lot of money at it and just take DMT and talk about it. Hit the dramatic cam right fast, Justin. There it is. Look at the little puppy twitches. Justin, I have a story for you. This is a story of thuggery and youth gone wild. Would you like to hear it?
I'm down.
I know there's no statute of limitation on murder.
Yes.
But I think there is an attempted murder, right? I'm not even going to go into this story. That maybe I don't incriminate myself.
Plead the fifth, brother. What are you talking about?
I was a teenager. That was so long ago, dog. I was like fucking 15, 16.
It don't matter.
All right, fuck it. Here we go. And this really didn't even happen to me. This happened to a friend of mine anyhow. He told me about this. And I really don't even know. It's probably not true because he's a liar, this guy that told me this. So this has nothing to do with me, okay? Nothing to do with me. So this guy I know, we'll call him, shit, what will we call him? We'll call him Fella. Fella and his homies, right? Fella and his homies, like when they're teenagers, they went around to parties and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like teenagers do. They just run through the party and they just collect all the fucking cans and bottles and shit and just walk out the house with them, take them back to the store and return them. You know what I'm saying? Because you get like fucking up to like $50 a lick at a party. So whatever. And then you got, you know, there were no beef would pop off or nothing because these guys that would do that, they would just show up at a house, do that shit and bounce. But we'd find these motherfucking spots and
You mean they found.
No, we'd find the spots and we'd let them know and they'd go get them or however it worked. They were doing their thing one weekend, right? They go into this party, they get all the cans and shit. And it was Fella's chick at the time, and it was Fella's brother and Fella's homie. Fella and his chick stay in the car, and Fella's brother and homie go into the fucking party store, right? To take the cans up in there.
Okay.
Now, Fella's brother's station wagon in the back seat, that must have been the first year they made like child safety windows. Oh, they were just broke. I don't remember, but they only went down like so far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Fella had a bunch of phlegm in his throat. You know what I'm saying? So he went out the window, you know, but it was only so much room. So when Fella spit, it just went all over the driver's window of the next car right next to it. 100% pure motherfucking accident.
Yeah.
To the fullest. Fella couldn't have been more accidental on his part. And these two hairspray big fucking 80s broads. He was big with big hairspray. You know what I'm saying? Like early 90s.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the big fucking bangs, hairsprayed up like Bon Jovi's bitches. So it's two of them bitches and just some fucking guy. So they saw that shit. Like they got on the other side, the chicks did. And he got on that side and he saw the spit. And he looked at fella and he started talking cat shit. You know what I'm saying? But this, you got a picture. Fella's probably like maybe 16, 15. Small dude. He was with his bitch and he was outnumbered, and this was a grown man and fella was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? So fellas backed off, but right when dude was at his peak of talking as much shit, fella's brother and homie come out the store, right? And fucking, so fella's like, fuck you too. You know what I'm saying? Started Tupacing at him. You know what I mean? So dude now looks, he's like, oh shit, there's three of them. They bum rush the car. He managed to jump in. It peels off, right? So we're like, all right, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? They start taking off or whatever, and they're driving down the street. They hit a red light. So fucking, they're at the red light, coming across the fucking intersection. The other way is the fucking car with the two bitches and dude. Now the two bitches are sitting out the fucking T-top, talking cash shit to fella and his homies at the fucking light. They could have went through. They're at a green light, stop talking shit.
Yeah.
So fella like, fuck this. And they're like, "Eek," and they take off. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they smoke the shit out of us. But man, dude, they got fella fucking mad. This is how I know fella and them, it had to have been done. What they did, because it was fate. Let's say. So fella and them forget about them assholes, right?
Yeah.
And they fucking start driving through like the neighborhood, kind of around that liquor store, you know what I'm saying? Just looking for a house that might look live. So we actually do see a place that looks a little bit jumping. Right when we stop in front of it, the fucking Thunderbird T-top, they can't see us because the headlights are on. And they already had theirs up, and they pull up in front of the house with the two bitches still hanging out the fucking thing. And a dude, right? So right when they pull up, we just all like, okay, let me set this up now. So right when the car fucking fully stops, two bitches are about to get out of the fucking T-top, right? Fucking fella jump out with fucking boards.
This shit right here is going downhill real fast, brother. The plane is on fire, brother. The plane is on fire. Get out. Yeah.
I don't know why I keep saying me instead of fella, because I was not there. This is just secondhand information told me by fella. Word on the streets is, through people looking out the window at that party that they pulled up to, this is what the secondhand accounts, what they saw was.
Okay.
They saw a station wagon pulled up front, right? And what they had saw was right when these people jumped out of the station wagon with these fucking boards, that another car pulled up really fast. And for some odd reason, one of the guys, the party people were pretty sure it was fella's brother, dropped his board and just like fucking punched the window in the driver's side like 3 times really hard and broke it. And then he ended up, from what I heard, broke his hand. But so that car just immediately just bolted backwards and took off. And at the same time, the T-Bird then followed suit because he saw what happened with that window and saw all these motherfuckers with boards bum rushing their car. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they saw like bum rushing that T-top. So they saw a T-top peel out as fast as it could backwards to try to get out of there. And it did like some spinning maneuver backwards like a fucking movie. You know, it was like, and turned around and kept going. The T-Bird took off. One of the chick in the passenger side fell out the window into the middle of the street. And the guy driving the car fucking just left that bitch drier than a fucking booger in a textbook. So they just saw a couple people beating the shit out of some lady in the middle of the street with some boards. They were youngsters, you know what I'm saying? They didn't know any better.
But he was talking shit.
Yeah, and you know.
Hey.
It was her bad. She fell out the window.
That's true.
Some concerned neighbors came out on the porches like, hey, stop that. And one of the people with the board in their hand just kept running up the porches telling people to shut the fuck up before they got some. By the grace of God, though, they told me that they all jumped back in the station wagon and made off What happened to the bitch? They couldn't tell me because they shut the curtain and they just were scared. They didn't want to go out. And from reports that I heard, nobody knew what happened. But I did hear fella had looked at his board afterwards and noticed there was fucking nails sticking out of it. He also watched the news the next day, didn't see nothing, and read the newspaper for like a good week and a half after. There was no mention of it anywhere. So he was like, phew. But you want to know what happened on this situation? She never talked shit to anybody ever again. You know what I'm saying? That cured that problem. I guarantee it.
She couldn't talk anymore, though.
Well, maybe.
The board with the nail.
Right, might have stapled her mouth shut.
Jaw right off.
But that was, I guess, a weekly story. I'll tell you a silly story right quick. Then I'll get into the fucking info. Okay, this is a quick one, too. I don't remember where the fuck we were flying to. Probably L.A. or something. I don't know, from Detroit. I just remember they're like, all right, everybody put your chair tables up and all this and that. You know what I'm saying? We're about to land. We're going to come by for the last fucking picking up the garbage and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, oh, I got to use the bathroom right quick. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, bet, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? So he goes in the bathroom. They go around, they collect the trash, they do this and that. They're like, okay, everybody know, whatever the fuck. We're getting ready for our final descent. So the stewardesses sit down, buckle up, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? All that. So you ain't supposed to get up now because we're landing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We land, and we're on the fucking tarmac rolling, right? And then finally, you finally slow down and you turn around, and we're going to the fucking, going to our gate. And all of a sudden, he walks out the fucking bathroom. And the stewardesses started yelling at him. Like, sit down, what are you doing up in there? You know what I'm saying? And he never, ever told. He said he was taking a shit. I don't buy it. You know what I'm saying? There was plenty of time to take a shit. I think he might have been rubbing one out in there. The half a mile high club. Mile high club. That'd be like the mile high, not quite a club.
Selfie. That was the very first selfie.
The mile high one man club. I don't fucking know. Here goes the news. I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna drop it hard. All right. There's a date coming up. It's not in April, but it's the month after April. I don't know if you heard of this month. It's called May. Okay, it is May the 5th.
Yeah.
Which is also Cinco de Mayo. That is the day the first single off of Shaggy Two Dope presents Professor Shags and the Quest for the Ultimate Groove. So that's my big news. And if you don't like it, and if you think it's stale, you can eat a dick and fuck off.
This year, man.
You're going to be able to bang that first single on Cinco de Mayo.
Exactly.
Loud as fuck.
Loud as fuck.
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yes. Cinco de Mayo. Nicely played. Till then, don't zip your nuts up in your zipper and keep your thumbs out your ass.